difficulties, but I think we are live finally. Woo! Thank you so much for those who have stayed tuned. We are in for a treat today. My name is Genia Church, and I'm with Schwarzkopf Professional on the artistic team. And I am here to talk about holiday tips and tricks. When you are looking for those quick tips and tricks in the salon, when your client comes in, one, you have to do their color, and then maybe get them ready for a party or what have you. We want to give you some tips that are going to help you be successful at doing so. So today our focus is on Agora Color 10. And Agora Color 10 is amazing because it is a product that I love and I use every day in the salon because it's going to help me work more efficiently and work smarter and not harder. It's great because you can get permanent color and white hair coverage in 10 minutes. So because of that, it's been great for me and my clients. And we've got a model that we use, some copper that's going to be amazing. And this is our first model, Olivia. We're going to get started and jump right in because we want to show you all these amazing tips that we had shared for you to be shared with you. So first we have Olivia. And Olivia is amazing. We've worked together on a lot of fashion shows and things like that. But what I like about Olivia's hair is, one, we always get that client that says they don't really, want a lot of layers and things like that. So you want to think of styles. What can you do with someone that doesn't have a lot of layers, but they want to amp up their look for the holidays? So we've done all the basic ponytails and things like that, but now it's time to step it up a notch. And what we're going to use today is Osis. Our Osis line is great because it's an amazing buildable product line that is going to give you versatile styling for different hair textures. And today we're going to showcase 5 different looks. So you're in for a treat because we've got all different textures of hair. We're working with straight hair, like I said, with no layers, but then we're going to go into curls. We're also going to we're working with some locks as well. So that's what I love about Osis, is because my clientele being as diverse as it is, I wanted a product line that's going to be able to deliver all the needs that my clients are going to need and want. So let's get started. So I prepped Olivia's hair using Tame Wild. And Tame Wild is a great anti-frizz cream that helps to really smooth out the hair, and it really helps to give a sleek look and takes care of the frizz. And we prepped her hair, and then we blew it out. And we also used a light texture spray just so it helps to give us some grit. So this is Osis Session Label Texture Spray. It really helps to give it some texture and grit. So when we create our ponytail, it's going to give us some nice texture. So you want to begin with the center part. And going in, I like to work with elastic. Elastic is great because it does give you a flexible hold. So as we're working to really smooth out the flyaways, we want to really work with something that's going to give us that flexibility. But it also gives a nice natural shine as well. I do a lot of session work. So this is my product of choice for those styles that you're just wanting to get good memory on the hair, but not a lot of hold, so that you can create different looks. In my case, where we've taken looks down on set and we've actually recreated a whole new look. So if you go in with a stronger hold, you don't have as much versatility because it really locks you into that style. So we're going to start by, we did a center part, really smoothing it out. You can see that nice shine that we have here. And we're going to use a bungee to help secure her ponytail. So we're going to start by just, the bungee is really neat. It has hooks on either end of the elastic, and you just wrap it around. You place your hand at the base of the neck, and we wrap it around. And then we will secure it with the other end of the bungee. So we're going to do a nice bubble ponytail on Olivia. So we're going to see everything from texture to curls, waves, and now we're going to do a nice ponytail, how to amp up that ponytail. So we're going to take a small thin section of hair, and I like to use the elastic just to really smooth that hair as we wrap it around. And we're going to secure it with a bobby pin. But as we're working, you're seeing how we're really making sure to keep it smooth so it hides the elastic. So as we talk about holiday styles, we really want to talk about like not your traditional looks that we normally do. So today we're going to use a lot of embellishments and things like that that can just really elevate these looks and giving it something new and fresh. So we're going to secure that in. And as we're working and we're talking about using products, your products and your tools are so important because that's going to help make your job a lot easier when you're working, but also it's going to maintain that look throughout the night. So if we're talking about going to holiday parties and things like that, you do want to have that in mind when you're deciding on your product of choice. So the weather, if that's an issue, you want to make sure in this case is something with that's an anti-frizz that really helps to keep the hair nice and smooth throughout the night. So we're going to start by, after we secure this ponytail, we're going to take a section of the ponytail and we're going to create a braid. So we're going to braid this hair. We're just doing a 3-strand braid. And we're going to expand that braid. And this braid will be used to really amp up our ponytail. So we're going to keep it over to the side once it's complete. So you loosely braid it because we are going to expand it. So in that case, you want to make sure that it's loose enough that you're able to expand it. And again, we're talking about quick tips. So this technique is going to take us less than 10 minutes to create, but it's going to have a lot of impact because it is going to be something that's a little different than your typical ponies. So as we get to the end, again, we're just going to secure it with an elastic. And so with the elastics, of course, we have clear or we have a black, or you can go with brown. You want to find something that's going to, of course, be more hidden and discreet, I would say, as you're styling. So we're going to go in and we're expanding the braid. As you can see, we're expanding that braid and we're really working to loosen it up. So that's the benefit of working with Osis. Like I said, you're able to create multiple looks. And with this, if we had gone in with a stronger spray, we would not have as much flexibility. So there are looks that once we get them in place, then we want to secure it with something a little stronger. So, okay, so now we have expanded that braid and now we're going to place it over to the side. And we're going to separate and basically we're going to create a bubble ponytail. So we want to create some volume within the bubble. So we're going to begin by teasing. But before we do that, let's use our Osis Soft Dust. This is great because it helps to give you a little texture. It also is great at removing oil as well, but I like to work with this because as we create this base or this foundation for the bubble ponytail, it gives us just a little more grit again to create that fullness. So as you can see, as we're working to really smooth that out, you tease underneath and we put the comb in and we push. And as we work down, you can tease as you go, but on the end, you want to really smooth out that surface layer. So we want to smooth out the surface layer. So now we're going to go inside and do another layer of teasing. Again, from the bottom, we're teasing in, we're pushing in into the base. We already have our Osis soft dust. This is great. This product we use a lot when working New York Fashion Week, because we need, when clients come in and they have really soft, fine hair, sometimes you need that extra grit to create certain techniques or certain looks. So you definitely would love to have that in your styling kit. So we're gonna go, as I teased up, we've created a bubble, and I'm gonna hold it nice and tight as I pull the hair through, keeping all the hair very nice and smooth. And after we're done, we're gonna expand it and make sure to smooth out the surface layer. Okay, so you can see that shape. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat the technique on the second bubble. We're going to go a little bit faster here. Again, using some Osis powdered soft dust. And use another elastic, making sure that you smooth out that top layer. And then we want to expand it. So as you expand it, we're just taking individual pieces and we're pulling gently on the hair. So as you can see, we have this nice bubble ponytail. Now we're going to incorporate our braid. So our braid is here. We're going to actually secure that with another elastic. And we're going to put that right in the middle on top of the other elastic that's underneath. And in this case, it really works well when you have someone that has lots of dimension in their hair as well. But you can see it looks really great too on a solid color. So we're going to secure that last section. And make sure to expand that ponytail so you can see the bubble and you can actually see the really nice finish with the expanded braid. A great look for the holidays that is definitely a way to elevate your ponytails for this holiday season. So what do you guys think? Awesome. So we're going to spin Olivia around. And there you have our first look. Elevated pony for this holiday season. Thank you so much, Olivia. Okay, next we're going to have Savannah. So here is our model, Savannah. And Savannah is someone, she's actually a client, and we used Agora Color 10 for this beautiful copper that you see here. Savannah, she is definitely a true redhead if you look at her. I mean, she definitely has the great features and the porcelain skin that this color tint really works well for. And so again, this is something that we can do, and we can touch up Savannah's color in 10 minutes. So when we're working with Agora Color 10, one of the things that I like to say is we can do everything from highlighting to covering gray hair. So if you're thinking about that client that maybe needs, a few highlights, we have some high lifts in our Color 10, and it's a great option because we do have some cool tones that are going to help to really neutralize any unwanted warmth. But it's amazing how you can get that in 10 minutes. So we're going to get started on her styling technique, but we just wanted to really point out that really beautiful copper that you see in her hair now. So with Savannah's look, you see we've done some fun adornments here with some clips. So we have some hair clips that you guys, these are your typical hair clips, but sometimes you can find them where they have really unique, like this is gold, but you can find some that are going to have jewels, different things like that. But it's a quick way to change up a pony, or if she wanted to do a side look, we can create the same technique, leaving the side down, but it really gives her something nice that we can add. And I'm going to show you guys what we did, and it only took a matter of minutes. So we wanted to get her started and prep for you, so you can see if it's one side up and one side down. But this is how we got started with Savannah. We prepped her hair using grip. Grip is our extreme hold for volume. It really does help to set the hair, especially give the most memory to the hair. When you're working with it, you apply it to wet hair, then we're going to blow dry it in. But when we curled her with the iron set, it really gives the hair the most memory. Our levels are from 1 to 4 as far as hold factor. So 1 being the lowest, 4 being the most. And that's why we went with something that's going to be strong, because when you're working with clients that have really long hair, it tends to lose its curls. So you want to make sure that you have something that's going to create a strong foundation before you begin. So as we begin with Savannah, we did an iron set, and we actually did away from her face going in towards the back. And then we followed through by taking this section. And really all you have to do, guys, is you can take a thin section. Even though this is all over, we just took a thin section here, basically just this front hairline above in front of the ear. And this is the section that we're going to put the clips. As we put the clips in here, it just lays back on the head. The great thing about using these is it forms to the head because they have a round shape. So it's really great to work with and create some fun, different techniques and patterns with this look. I like to alternate them. So with this one, we're going to go in sideways, going down. And again, you can see it forms to the head. So keeping the hair straight out. That very first one is to the scalp. The next section, alternating, is going to be in the opposite direction. And it's really neat because you can create different patterns, but you definitely see how it looks really cool. It's almost like a jeweled hairband. And so on that last section, guys, you can go to the scalp, whereas we were working off the head. That last section, you're going to secure it and go to the scalp. So that way it keeps it nice and tall. So now we're going to go in Same thing, we're going to take this section here, we're going to pull it out. Again, you want to make sure your section is not too thick so that you're having a hard time closing, but you definitely want to make sure that you secure the first one to the scalp. Alternating. And so just like that, we are finished with this side as well. So a couple of things you can do here. At this point, we can really play up this style and create nice volume and texture in the back, or we can go in and we can do something a little different for her ponytail. So we're going to start by prepping and brushing her hair out really nicely. And then this is just something that I bought at a fabric store, local fabric store, but it's basically like rope, or you can look at a lot of different things. They have fringe, they have a lot of different tools that you can use. And we're going to use this and wrap her ponytail just so that we create something different in the back. Again, we're talking about looks that are very quick, but also that are going to elevate this ponytail. We're going to begin by starting with elastic, just so we can really smooth it out. And we want to work with a brush that has the boar bristles and the nylon bristles. So it really helps to smooth that hair out really nicely. And as you're working, you want to pull the hair really nice and taut and in to the center. So really work in. So this one we're going to do just an elastic. So we have a nice smooth ponytail here. And then we're going to also wrap the section. And secure it with the bobby pin. So now we're going to go in and we're using the ribbon. We're going to wrap the ribbon around the ponytail and create a knot for your anchor. To really secure that in, and then we're going to wrap this ponytail, and it creates lots of texture, but it also adds just enough bling to the back that makes it really create some interest, like I said, versus your typical ponytail. So you want to wrap it around. As your base. And now we're going to begin to separate it. So what we do now, after we created this nice band with the gold, we're going to spread her hair out. And so what we're doing is we're spreading hair out on either side. So it's almost like you take sections like you're fishtailing, and we'll keep some sections of hair out on the side here, small section on the side on either side. And when you do it, you want to wrap the hair around, leaving out hair on either side. So as you wrap, you're going to take sections as you move down that you're going to leave out. So I'm going to leave out another piece of hair on the side. And I'm going to leave another piece of hair out on this side. So as you can look at it, if you were to look at it, you can see two different sections of hair. So your ribbon is going to go right underneath that. So make sure as you're working down, you keep everything nice and smooth as you're working down. So we're going to keep the section. Wrap, open it up. You're going to keep the section. So again, now I have 3 individual pieces on the side. And we're going to wrap. So as you do it, you're removing the hair. Take a section, go underneath that section. And as you're working down, the ponytail is actually getting more narrow. So you can see how this is beginning to create a nice detail to the ponytail. So you want to keep your hair nice and clean section. And you will take a piece . And you want to be careful with the type of ribbon you choose. You don't want anything that's going to pull the hair, especially if you're working with textured hair. You want to be mindful of the type of ribbon that you choose and the size. So you can go as small or large. However, you want to keep in mind, am I doing this for visibility? Do I want this to be a nice subtle detail, or do I want this to be something that is definitely the statement in the hairstyle? So as you can see, this is the technique, and we're going to secure this with the bobby pin underneath. So we're going to go right to the back, to the base, and we're going to place the bobby pin going vertical. And you can actually fishtail that bobby pin in so it'll be really nice and firm. And you can cut the remaining ribbon. So we're going to cut the remaining ribbon. And then from there, we're going to really fan this out and play up the texture. So by doing that, we're going to take our brush. We're going to go in, create nice fullness. And you want to finish it off by smoothing out the outer section. But as you can see, we have this really nice detail in this ponytail. And from the front, it really looks like a nice headband in this style. Again, something that you can do in under 10 minutes. So thank you so much, Savannah. What are you guys thinking? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Let's finish. So this one. Okay, and next we're going to bring up another Olivia. This time we have a different Olivia. We've done some fun things with Olivia where she had really a short pixie. And with the short pixie, I think a lot of times people think about, well, what can I do to my hair? It's just a pixie. I wear it the same way all the time. Well, we actually put some jewels on Olivia. We did a good wet look. The wet look is really in right now. And so we did a wet look using G-Force, Osage G-Force. but we actually did some finger waves. So we did light finger waves, and on the sides, in the back, we kept it really nice and chic and slick. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So with G-Force, we actually secured all the jewels using G-Force. G-Force is our strong holding gel. It's great for a lot of different things, but it's really great for these wet looks that you're seeing that's on trend right now. And so what I would recommend is using G-Force, but also getting this special little tool that I got from a fabric store that has wax at the end. It really helps to pick up the jewels, but it also helps to place them as well. So it's really great to make sure that you are going to create a nice foundation. So what we did with G-Force, we actually did it in layers. So we started at the bottom, and we took sections and applied the gel. We did that because it really helps to keep everything nice and smooth, but it also helps to make sure that you have enough of the product. The thing about when you're working with the jewels, you need to have enough product so it holds and it stays in place. So we're going to go in and use G-Force. And we also use them for application. So for this, I actually use my comb, and I took thin sections and really worked her hair in. And then you can see by taking the comb with the G-Force in sections, again, you're building on top of it. And it really helps to lock that in, but you're ensuring that you're going to have better hold and longevity for the placement of the jewels. But again, like I said, it's so funny when you have clients with the shorter hair, they really don't think that there's much that they can do. And already we've had people, I think Olivia's loving this look and some other people are as well. So it's definitely a great look for the holidays. Really easy to apply, and the time that it takes and the impact versus the impact is unbelievable. So now that we've placed it, we're going to use G-Force and apply it to our head, just where we want to see the stones. You can also do that with the end of your tail comb as well. But what I found, even with doing Olivia's hair, it really helps to create a nice foundation so you can go a lot faster if you place dots in the areas that you want to place the stones. So you just use your tool that you can find, and it's in the area where the jewelry is or the beads, and you just place it, and then you go right onto the hair. Really simple, yet very effective in elevating your looks for the holidays. Again, another one of those reasons that I love working with Osis styling products, because it's going to fit all textures and clients that I work with. So this look, we did a look similar to this at New York Fashion Week, at Harlem Fashion Week, at Harlem Fashion Row, and it was a hit for sure. So what do you guys think? Awesome. Great. So again, making sure that the whole styling products from the base to the end was G-Force. I really don't want to use a lot of products that's going to have any oil base because it's going to break down the hold factor. So keep that in mind as you're working. And Olivia, thank you so much. Next, we're going to have Gabby. So it's great when working with different models because you get to see how quick, but also the styling versatility and what we can do with all textures of hair. So with Gabby, I would go in and set her curls with, I like to use Tame Wild when I'm working with curls to help with the frizz, but it also gives me just enough weight because it's a cream-based product and that it's going to really help to keep the hair nice and smooth. So because it is a cream, you can go in and you can apply it. And I like to mix it with Magic. Cocktailing is also a great benefit of working with Osis because they all intermix very well. Osis Magic is also an anti-frizz serum, but it gives you more shine. So that's what I love about this. So I like to cocktail the two of them, really working it together. And I would go in if her hair is wet, but also sometimes when the hair is dry, just to smooth out the curls, like the frizz on the ends. So this is something that you can do on next day hair, just right around the crown area, just to refresh her curls. Today we did do a little encouragement with her hair. We used a really tiny iron, our small 3/8 inch iron, just to hit this crown area. Sometimes when you're working with curly girls, the hair tends to get straighter in some areas. So what we did is we just created in that nice halo section, we go in and we just randomly spot hit these curls with the 3/8 inch iron. And then we expand it. You want to choose the iron size that's going to mimic their actual hair texture, so it doesn't look so fixed or contrived. It actually looks more organic, and that's one of the things that you want to think about when working with textured hair. So now, talking about styling textured hair, most of the time, there's a lot of different things we can do with her hair. But what I like to do is I actually like to see her face. She has a beautiful face, and sometimes when curly girls have their hair down, it swallows their face. So I actually like to do something really nice and soft and working with knots, creating some different variation, especially when you're working with different colors in the hair as well. Again, she would be an ideal client to do color 10 high lifts just to amp up her highlights if we were to do them. So I want to take two sections and I'm going to knot it, but I'm loosely knotting it. And this is important because when you're working with textured hair, you don't want to get tangles in the hair, but you do want to definitely work with it so you manage it even better by creating different loops and variations of texture. So for me, by doing the knots, I'm actually able to see more dimension in her hair. So as we knot this, we're pulling her hair back and we can loosely pin. So basically taking different sections of hair, pulling it back and creating a knot, but very loosely so it's easy to remove. But I like doing that because it creates a whole nother dimension in a wave and ribbon. And that's what makes it look really cool. So it's something really simple. And it's great if you want to use hairpins because hairpins will maintain the actual texture versus a flat pin that may tighten it and make it too hard. All we want to do is create softness and open up her face a little bit more. So that's why we're going in and we're just going to do this top section, creating nice ribbons by using a knotting technique. And I can actually do two. I did two knots on this one, but I left space. So you can see there's space in between just to help with the ribboning. So when you're working with it, you can see how it just really opens up her face, but it does not hide the fact that she has these beautiful curls. And it's a technique, again, that's quick for the holidays. Your clients can do this, but everything is done in panels. So I'm starting in panels here, and I started in the panel here. So this, as I want to, if I want to tighten this to make it even more chic, I can do that. And then if I wanted to expand in this area here to give a little more height, I can do that. But you see that really nice side profile really amps up the texture. So this is my last section here. This one. And I'm just going to show you guys this way so you can see it really well. So we're creating loops, and they're loose, very loose ribbons and knots. So the knots create the ribbons because the hair is textured, it has curl, it has wave. So when I say ribbons, this is because I'm loosely knotting it. But when I pull it back, it creates a nice ribbon. And so now we're just going to play with placement. And what I'm doing to play with that placement is I'm actually just taking this where I actually crisscross these sections. Just going to tighten this more, and I'm going in and up to secure it. So I took my pin, go up and over, it secures it and locks it in. So now, once we're done, we have this nice section here. That looks really, really nice and pulled in, but it keeps the volume of our curls. What do you guys think? Awesome. So Gabby, thank you so much. Let's see. And if I'm working editorial, of course, I would go in and I would expand this and I would really exaggerate this sides, but you want to make sure you have proper balance when working with textured hair. And if you wanted to smooth out her hairline, say, you can go in with, again, some Tame Wild just to control the flyaways around the hairline and really lock that in. I like to see some because it gives this soft glow around her hairline, especially when you have different colors, different tones in the hair. You can create this nice soft glow that looks really great, and it does look great on camera. We're actually going to be doing a photo shoot with these models so you guys can see before and after the finished looks, and hopefully we can load those up. I'll definitely have it loaded on my page. It's at Genia Church, GeniaChurch, so you can see the end result and all the models all finished befores and afters. Thank you so much, Kevin. And then finally, we're going to have our next model come up. Our next model is Cody. And this is for all the girls that are wearing protective styles, locks. It could be your natural hair or it's a protective style. This is great because a lot of times with lock clients, most of the time, if they're wanting to do something fancy for a holiday party, they're just going to pull it up in a knot. But I actually love to see the texture. So we actually did some jewels in her hair as well. And from a distance, it just looks like these are nice pearls that are just kind of scattered throughout her hair. You can't really tell where they start and stop, but actually they're gold. So they're gold stones or jewels that I also got at the fabric store, but it's a great way to really up your and elevate your locks for the holiday season without having to pull your hair up. It's great if you pull your hair up, but it's a great thing as well to not have to, because it really gives you an alternative to doing that. And I actually use the G-Force to place these on as well. We did go in and do our hairline with, she wanted to do some fun baby hairs, and so it's great. You can use G-Force for that as well. But we're going to talk a little bit about styling locks. So as you're thinking about locks, if you have clients that have locks, there's a lot of different things you can do. Again, you can pull the hair up, but on this side, we chose to leave it down just so we can show you guys some techniques. So I would take almost like a 2-strand braid, 2-strand twist these sections so we can get a nice ribbon of locks together, and we're going to pull it back. We can just pull it back and pin it, but that doesn't add as much interest as it does if we do this. So I like to do this when working with locks because it opens up the person's face. It's really great when you're able to alter the look and create more style versatility, which is one of the reasons why I love working with Osis. It's just a great tool or product for me whenever I'm on set to create unlimited possibilities. So again, we're going to take this next section, twist it as well. And this is why I love that more and more people are embracing locks, because gone are the days that it doesn't look as professional or anything like that. You can make these locks into whatever you choose to create. So something as fun and casual to something more elegant and chic is really a huge thing right now. And I think it's great for you to learn these new tricks because it gives you something else to add to your toolbox for your clients. So this is more of the pulled half up, half down. And we could create a pony in the back if we wanted to lock that in, spin her around. If we wanted to create a pony and lock this in, we could. But we're actually going to leave her down. We can really nicely tie that if we needed to pull it up. And we're going to show you how we added the jewels to her look. Secure it with a bobby pin. And when I'm securing this with a bobby pin, guys, you really want to make sure that you crisscross your bobby pins so it anchors them in a lot tighter. So there you have it. And now we're going to add just a few more pieces. So again, we're going to take G-Force. We're going to choose a lock. We're going to apply G-Force in several sections. Down the braids. This will be great on braids as well. Again, we're going to use our tool. And then we're going to apply directly to those areas that we placed the gel. And then you want to give it a slight press to really lock it in. And it's great if you take various sizes. It looks a little more organic when you do that. and just really lock that in. Great. So as you can see, that is a great way to really elevate your hair. And quick holiday tips for all textures of hair. We're using Schwarzkopf Agora Color 10 or Osis styling products made to create versatile hairstyles on different hair structures. So thank you so much, Cody. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that was some impactful information. Thanks so much for staying tuned, because I'm glad, even with the technical difficulties, we had a lot to cover, and we're going to bring the models back up for you guys to see as well. But I'm Genia Church. I'm with Schwarzkopf Professional, and we are so excited that you were able to spend this time with us. Be sure to check out our YouTube page, our YouTube channel as well, and bring our models back up. Okay, so as you can see, yep. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, stay tuned for more exciting trends. We have another live coming up in a few hours. But thank you so much, guys.